guys, it's Suri, so welcome back to my channel. So because it is now very obviously summer, like not necessarily calendar-wise, but the weather is telling a different story, so I'm just gonna call it summer. So I thought it was time to do a little recommendations video of some of my favorite summer reads that I would think are perfect to pick up this time of the year. So if you've had your eye on these, I think now is the time that you should read them, and even if they're completely new to you, then I think you should pick them up because they're all really good books. And let's get into the video. The very first one I want to recommend is one of my guilty pleasure reads. I think it's not a book with the most literary merit, but it's just so fun and so witty that I literally am now buying and reading everything by this author because she is hilarious. And that book is Soulless, the first book in the Parasol Protectorate Quintet by Gail Carriger. This is a world where there's all kinds of paranormal creatures, like supernatural creatures. There's werewolves, there's vampires, there's ghosts, and there is Alexia Terabati, who is a soulless. I think if I remember correctly, how it works is that when she touches somebody that's like a supernatural being, it cancels out their supernatural power. So if they're a werewolf, they become human as long as she touches them. And it's so fun. This is a British author, and you can definitely tell the British humor in the series. It is hilarious. The story is fun and fast-paced, and there's a romance in it that's adorable. And if you have not read the series, I definitely recommend you check it out. It's fun and quick, and if you like it, there's 4 more books in the series, and then so far 2 books in the sequel series, so just go and do it, okay? Just do it. The next is, I think, probably on everybody's list if they do this type of video, and that is A Big Little Lies by Liane Moriarty. You've probably heard of it before, but it's just a kind of thriller, but a fun one, a contemporary setting. There's lots of different characters that are all very interesting, and it's just such a fun ride. It's also a very quick read because it just keeps you glued to the pages. You don't know what's happening for the longest time, and I think that certain thrillers and mysteries are best read in the autumn, but this and books like it, I think, are better suited for summer months, just because of the feeling and I don't know, there's just something about it, pretty much, that I think would be perfect to read in the summer. Then we have another straight up contemporary that I really love that gave us 5 stars. I think it's fantastic, and I think, again, because of its contemporary nature, it's very well suited to be read in the summertime, and that's The Crane's Dance by Meg Howry. This is a book about 2 ballerina sisters that have been ballerinas for 10-15 years, and one of them has had a mental breakdown and has had to kind of quit ballet temporarily, and her sister is still doing ballet, but she's kind of blaming herself for what happened, and it's about kind of her own descent a little bit into mental illness while trying to keep dancing, while trying to explore if she even still wants to do this thing with dancing. It's also about their relationship as sisters. I think it's fantastically written, it's entertaining, but also has deeper notes to it, and it's just a wonderful book. The next book was my favorite book of 2017, and I still have not gotten over recommending it to anyone that cares to hear about it, and even those who don't, and that is Stay With Me by Ayobami Adebayo. The reason I'm recommending this for summer is because it is set in Nigeria, which is obviously a very hot country, so I think it really fits with the weather. And also this cover looks very summery, and it's just a good read to read outside while you're sitting in the shade, drinking an iced coffee or tea or whatever, and it's just also so well written. This book, as I said, is set in Nigeria, and it follows this couple that aren't able to conceive, and so the husband's parents kind of convince him to take a second wife, even though he really doesn't want to. And the story goes from there, and it goes into a completely different direction than you were expecting necessarily, at least I was expecting. It's heartbreaking, it's heartwarming at the same time, it's wonderfully written, and honestly is still one of my favorite books ever, and I think if you've had your eye on it, the summertime is the best time to pick it up. Maybe most people would want to read contemporary books in summer, which I totally get, and sometimes I do, but other times, I don't know why, but summer and heat make me crave fantasy books, or at least fantasy settings. They don't even have to be like high fantasy with a lot of magic, but just like these historical time settings with stories of epic scope that I can just like devote a lot of time to, because in the summer holidays I typically have a lot more time than during the semester. So one of the ones that I would definitely recommend that you start reading is The Lives of Loch Lamora by Scott Lynch. Again, this is one of my favorite books ever. The series is so fantastic. It's super well written, it's gripping and so intricate. And this follows a group of like thieves surrounding the main character Loch Lamora, and they're just like this group of people, like all have different personalities and like just make the group work. And if you've read like Six of Crows, like this is a better version of that basically. It's also so intricate, like the plans that they come up with to pull off heists and stuff like that are so intricate and so complex, to the point where you can't see through what they're trying to do, and only at the end you're like, oh my god, they planned it this way all along, and holy shit, this is mind-blowing. It's so well written. I know it might be a little bit daunting to get into it, but I promise you, if you try, you will fall in love with these characters as much as I did, hopefully, and you will never want to put the series down again. And finally, another book that I think is uniquely suited for this particular season is The Essex Serpent by Sarah Perry. I don't know why exactly with this book, why I would pick it as a summer read. I think it's something to do with just like the atmosphere. This book is set in the late 1900s and it follows this woman. She is like really interested in science and a very scientific person and like a logical minded person. And she hears this rumor of the Essex Serpent, this mysterious beast that is supposed to exist in Essex, and she goes to check it out. She has her young son with her, and they meet this pastor and his family, and she and this pastor like start having this connection, and it's just a wonderful book. I think it definitely had its weaknesses. It wasn't my favorite book ever. But if it's something that you're interested in reading, I'd recommend picking it up now because of just like the feeling you get. And I think again this would be a perfect book to read like sitting in the shade somewhere just enjoying the nice weather. And yeah, that is all that I have to recommend for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you found some new options for books to read in the summertime. Let me know what is your favorite summer read ever, and maybe it's something that I will check out myself. Please don't forget to like this video if you liked it, and subscribe to my channel and click the little bell icon for notifications when I upload, which is every Tuesday and Friday. And I will see you then with another video. Have a lovely week. Bye!